Welcome back to the Thursday evening Cowboy Fashion Report. This evening I've got on another pearl snap shirt, and those pearl snaps. This shade of black is called Heart of Pelosi, sprinkled with snowflake tears. Notice how they glisten. And always remember, I'm not political here on the Fashion Report, but I am opinionated. Today I thought we'd go over some cowpuncher definitions that I jotted down a few years ago, and they might help you understand some of the Wild West tales that me and people like me tell on social media. It's kind of like listening to somebody with a different dialect talk about something that you don't know. It's hard to do if you don't know some of the key words and phrases. And the first one I've got here is tied off. That's when you tie your rope to the saddle horn before wrecking or roping a wild cow or dragging calves. It's preferred method in some parts of the Southwest, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, but not the only method. This method is used by some as far north as Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana, and the Dakotas occasionally. Now, cowboys in Nevada and Oregon have been sentenced to death for even talking about tying off. In Idaho, it's a $73 fine if caught. Utah, it's a written warning for the first offense, then a small fine. In California, it's a mandatory 3-year prison sentence plus 6 months rehab if you're caught tying off. Another word we use quite frequently is horseshoe. That is a metal object shaped nothing like a horse's foot, used to torture, maim, injure, cripple, blind, and kill cowboys. Also used when inventing new cuss words. Now, a Western, which you heard me just speak of, is a non-fictional tale of cowboys' daring escapades in or out of the saddle. It can include such matter as broncs, wild cattle, loose women, rough country, or drunken activities. Facts are not near as important. Facts are not near as important as interesting content. Let's see here. Oh, one of my favorite cowpuncher lingos is point of impact. That's the moment you know beyond all doubt if you've pulled your cinch tight enough before the chase. Whiskey, another word we use quite frequently. Whiskey is a water-based substance used to enhance the storytelling ability of common men. Water is the base substance used to make whiskey. A bullshit fire is a small fire built far enough away from the cook's fire that he doesn't cuss anyone for being in his damn way. And the cowboys sit around in a circle and bullshit till the food's ready. Bullshit wood. Any wood not suitable for the cook's fire. The cook mainly uses oak, mesquite, pecan, something that makes good coals. Now, anything not suitable for that would be cedar, pine, elm, for instance. And that's what's burned in the bullshit fire. It burns better if it's first cussed by the cook, we've learned. Let's see. Leggings. Leather objects worn on the bottom half of a cowboy over his clothing, used to protect the legs of a cowboy from brush, cactus, moisture, and cold. Sometimes referred to as chaps or chaps, usually by dudes. Contrary to some movies, they are not worn into bars, cook shacks, restaurants, bathhouses, or while foot racing. Chinks. These are leather objects similar to leggings worn over the clothes, and they're sometimes worn when pruning hedges or gardening. I'm just kidding, I wore chinks a bunch. Let's see. Breeches. A garment worn on the bottom half of a cowboy, generally made from denim in current day times. They're generally dyed blue, worn almost universally by all cowboys, except my friend Kenneth Finch. Khakis. Type of breeches from the secondhand store worn by Kenneth Finch. Let's see. Let's go over some of the... No, it's going to take too long. I'll do one more. Let's see. Slack. Slack, the loose part of a cowboy's rope between whatever he has hung it on and the remaining coils in his hand. The slack becomes tight during the point of impact. Slack can be handled in many various ways. It can be waved, pitched, jerked, rolled, which is crossed him over, thrown, dropped, missed, held, hung on limbs, stepped over by your horse, and Burrow Wind's favorite, wipe her ass with it. Y'all keep snapping. I'll see you next week.